All right. Yeah, thanks, Christine, and thank you for having me. Um, I'm very excited for this. Uh, my name is Leonard Novati, founder of AfroCharts. I guess my story, I like to start my story with how I got here, right? I was born and raised in a refugee camp back in Tanzania, and really, I don't know if anybody in the crowd have have ever been in a refugee camp. There's really not much to do, right? Even though there may be not a fence around the environment, but there is really not much to do. And for us, we were not even allowed to go outside the camp. So music was one of the way we could cope with the problems or the current the situation we were in. So from there, I developed a passion for music, whether it's through listening and trying to create music as much as I can. And that helped me stay out of trouble, right? So when I came to the US back in 2007 and saw that um, there's so much technology is accessible to almost anybody. I made it my mission to share the passion of the music I have with the world. And so I started a home studio, tried to sing, found out I could not sing, but I'm like, I have to do something. I got into DJing. By the time I graduated my computer science degree, I was DJing instead out of state, different events. But that wasn't enough. I still wanted to find a way to share the passion of the music I have with the world, especially when it comes to African music, because the events I was doing was mostly Americans. But every time when I play an African music here and there, people love it. Ask where can I get it? Artists asking, hey, can you promote me here and there? So I wanted to combine my passion for music and technologies, which is music tech, and figure out a way to solve these particular problems. So we know African music is loved right now; it's booming and all that, but we know artists are still being underpaid, right? Even those who are able to get the music online, right? They're still not making a living out of it. Okay, so I wanted to figure out a way how can we expose African music the right way, in a way that can actually get paid. All right, so that's on the artist side, and also if you're a listener, you love music. It doesn't have to be African music. You want it to be. It has to be easy for you to to find those music you love or to discover new music. And until AfroCharts, there was no platform that could do that. Sure, there is the big platforms, they have five, three African artists, but what I'm about to show you, see that the platform has more benefits. So to solve the music piracy, help artists make money, and help listeners discover African sounds from all these different African countries, I developed AfroCharts, which is a decentralized music platform. We connect African artists with music listeners from all over the world. Uh, we have an app and we have a website as well. So from the artist side, because we focus mostly on independent emerging artists, basically artists who are in countries where you may not even have thought about that. Oh, those people have music there too. But so the goal here was to allow them to upload their music directly to the platform. Because with a quick research, I found out artists in like Malawi, Zambia, and other countries were paying music blogs to get their music online. But the only issue with that, music blogs make money, but then they don't share with the artist. And the only thing they get out of it is the promise that we're going to promote your music to the world. And behind the scene, there's no data to back that up if they actually do any promotion. So we wanted to make sure artists are able to upload songs directly into the platform. And then from there, which by the way, they can upload unlimited songs. And from there, they are able to monetize. Once they go through a verification process, they can start earning money. We make money, they make money. It's a share revenue model. Now they have access to the data that they did not have before, when they were relying on music blogs. So we have a bunch of features for artists as well. As you can see here, you upload a song, it automatically goes to your artist page. Everything is organized. Before they were like, oh, I upload a song, but it's not, how I'm going to make sure it's on my artist page. They had to get all those different links of the music to be able to share. But now with AfroCharts, they just share the artist page, and all the songs are there. Um, they get playlisted. That's something that is they were not able to do before. Yeah, the music can go on Spotify, but to get it playlisted, not an easy thing especially for African emerging artists. So on AfroCharts, because we know people who are coming to our platform are actually looking for African music or are just curious. Um, when those songs are playlisted, they're sure going to get some plays. Okay. And then another thing I really, really, really passionate about is allowing artists to stay in charge of their music. Right? If they keep they manage their own music, then they can see the data, and from there with data, you can tell where you can go to perform as an artist, or where you need to work on in terms of releasing your next track. So we got a lot of features for artists, but this is a few of them. And then from the listener side, as I mentioned, I think one person earlier who presented talked about this Africa. Yes, it's a big continent, but somehow other platforms, big platforms, treat it as if it was one country, and all they get as a whole continent is a playlist. But we forget that Africa has 55 countries now. With each country has at least dozens of genres, music genres, which makes hard for anybody, you know, uh, to comprehend. So on AfroCharts, what I wanted to make sure was to expose the different sounds from different countries. So when you go on the platform or get the AfroCharts app, you're able to browse music by countries. And all you have to do, click on the flag that you want to explore, and that takes you to an art country page. And from there, you can see music from that country, what's happening to it, what's trending, which is updated every 30 minutes, top 5 songs, and so on. And then obviously on the bottom, there's new music and all that, and albums for each country. That same goes with the genres. You click on a genre, it takes you to that genre's page, and you can see what's happening there. Um, sorry. You are able to download songs for offline listening. We added a purchasing feature, so we have iTunes within AfroCharts because we know artists are just trying to find different ways to make money. So we added those as well. Listeners can create unlimited playlists, and then of course our charts, which people love. They want to know what's trending in Tanzania, what's trending in Zambia. The platform has that as well. See, so traction-wise, we launched in 2020, and so far we have accumulated 6 million website visitors and about over 100,000 app downloads across, and we have about 200,000 songs. But the most important is the number of artists. Artists are very excited to be on this platform. Um, as they said, nobody's doing what we're doing for them. They upload music on a platform and then it just disappears. But on AfroCharts, we make sure, as long as they let us know that, hey, I have a new song I want to release, we make sure the visibility of that song is there. Um, yeah, so you can see listeners love our app,
Leonard,
great
I'm going to
comment.
stop you.
Okay,
Thank you.
all
Unfortunately,
right.
we'll have to wrap you up. You can get like one more minute. And there's one quick question here about how the chart data is sourced. So you can go ahead and take one more minute and wrap.
All right, what was the question?
Next, how is the chart data that you use? How is it sourced? Is it all just the music submitted to the platform?
Yeah, so the chart data right now is based on streams. We look at like the trending one is every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes we look at what has been listened to the most, and that's generated based on countries, genres. Yeah, mostly for now is based on country, genre, and then at a global scale.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Leonard, and thank you to all of our startups. Really appreciate you taking the time